AI is not merely coming for jobs, it is breaking the old protected passage into the middle class. In January 2025, Elon Musk posted the recruitment call for software engineers on X. We don't care where you went to school or even whether you went to school or what big-name company you worked at. Just show us your code. At first, this sounds staringly democratic, proof over pedigree, ability over credentials. Whether you're a graduate, someone without a degree, or an outsider only recently joined to the AI industry, the message seems fair enough. But as a graduate, someone without a degree, or an outsider, you can't help wondering, despite all your talent, where exactly are you supposed to acquire that ability? This week, The Economist put the jobs apocalypse on its cover, returning us to the familiar cliché of AI coming for work. But this time, one of the sharper questions is not simply whether AI will destroy jobs. It is whether AI is beginning to damage the system that trains people for them. The first visible cracks in the AI-exposed labor market may not be appearing where we expected. Not among those who never reached the career ladder, but among graduates who did exactly what they were told. They studied, they qualified, they acquired the right credentials. Then they stepped onto the ladder precisely where society told them to begin, only to discover that the bottom rung is being removed. This is not simply a story about graduates struggling to find jobs. Beneath these numbers lies a deeper mechanism, the quiet disappearance of apprenticeship. AI is replacing entry-level and low-value work. At first, that sounds like progress. Let the machine do the dull tasks. Let professionals move faster towards judgment, creativity, and strategy. Let juniors do senior work earlier. But higher-level work is not just a set of harder tasks. It is the result of accumulated experience. The problem is that beginners do not become senior by skipping the junior stage. They become senior by doing the slow, repetitive, apparently low-value work through which judgment is formed. The career ladder is not only a reward system, it is a training system. Remove the bottom rung and you do not liberate beginners from drudgery. You remove the place where competence is made. But the damage does not stop at the individual career. A career ladder is also a piece of social infrastructure. It connects education to employment, youth to adulthood, beginners to institutions, and ambition to competence. Once the first rung breaks, the whole bargain begins to weaken. Employers hire fewer juniors because the junior work is disappearing. Graduates become more anxious because the ladder no longer begins where they were told it would. Families question the value of expensive degrees because the degree no longer clearly buys entry. Universities lose credibility because their authority rested on a promise: study here, work there, rise later. And expertise becomes less certified but more inherited. College, Musk once said, was basically for fun and a way to prove that you could do your chores, not necessarily a place for real learning. He also argues that there was no need to have a college degree if someone could show evidence of exceptional ability. Everyone is invited to prove themselves. No inherited prestige, no institutional gatekeeping, no degree worship, just ability. But that is where the meritocratic fantasy begins, because exceptional ability is not acquired in a vacuum. It is acquired through access. Access to education, to information, to time, to mentors, to networks, to internships, to unpaid experience, and to people who already know how the system works. And access is never evenly distributed. Those with family support, extra time, money, connections, and proximity to opportunity will still find ways to produce evidence of ability. Those without them will be told to prove themselves before they have been given the conditions in which proof can be produced. The old credential and apprenticeship system was imperfect, exclusionary, often absurd, but at least it offered a recognizable route for everyone. Study, qualify, enter, learn, advance. If that protected middle-class route is broken, the market does not become more equal, it becomes more opaque. For graduates, the bargain collapses in both directions. Looking ahead, the first run is disappearing. Looking back, the credential is losing its old promise. They now compete as equals, but arrive with unequal inheritances.